Up until this point, we really haven't talked about how the kettlebell sits in the hand, but it's going to be very important for both the military press, the push press, the front squat, and the overspeed front squat. We're going to keep things very simple. If I go into just a single kettlebell clean, I want you to see how I catch the kettlebell. It is sitting right on the bottom of my palms. It's parallel to where my calluses sit. I'm not going to be exaggerated like they would in kettlebell sport with it completely diagonal across the palm. Instead, I want it nice and tight through here. Now, when we're doing a grinding or ballistic movement, we want to be applying a crush grip. The crush grip is going to be more important in the grind than the ballistic, but I'm squeezing with my thumb and each one of my fingers trying to break the handle of the kettlebell. Sometimes what happens when you aren't familiar with a kettlebell clean is as you go into the clean, it comes off and it's not in a really good position. You can see that my wrist is extended and me pressing from this angle is going to hurt quite a bit. So all I need to do in the beginning is curl the kettlebell toward me. See what I did? I just curled the wrist and now it's completely vertical. I want you to think of this like this. Let's say you were in a street fight and you're trying to punch someone out. If you're punching them right here, what's going to happen to the hand? Not a solid position of the hand. You could break one of the many bones in your hand or your wrist even. In that punch, you're harnessing your power with the wrist straight. Now, I am no expert on fighting, but I do know that having that straight wrist feels a lot more solid. And when I have a kettlebell rack, kettlebell here in the rack, kettlebell here in the rack, and the wrists are straight, I feel much more powerful when I go overhead or when I go into my squat. So again, if you come into the clean and the wrist is extended, curl it back. With practice and practicing the spearing movement, you should be able to come right into a straight and neutral wrist. And again, the kettlebell sitting right across the bottom of my hand, and it's going to be parallel to the callus line. Now, one more tip. Why don't you come forward just a bit? When you're setting up for your kettlebell clean, I want you to grab right in the middle of the kettlebell. Now you can see I'm almost biasing my pinky side toward the right side of the handle. So as I come into the clean, my pinky side, see right here in my hand? It's touching the outside of the handle. That's my powerful grip, and I'm biasing toward the pinky side. Now when you're setting up for this, all you need to do is grab the center of the handle, and as you're pulling up, you should feel it snugly come on that pinky side.